Hi guys, welcome back to Tea Talk. Today we have a new episode with a brand new guest. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe in our YouTube channel. If you have any comment or any suggestion, please you drop it in the comment box. And if you want to contact us, you follow us on our social media accounts. Today's guest is Miss Manel, founder of Mental Health Talks. She is a student at the Higher School of Teachers in Algiers. اليوم راح نتعرفوا على ميس مان اكثر، راح نتعرفوا على الانيشيتيف الامبورتنت initiative اللي she founded, which is Mental Health Talks. We will know more about how it started and what led the team or motivated the team to carry on in this important initiative. Grab your cup of tea and let's have some tea talk. Hi Manel, welcome and thank you for accepting our invitation.
Hi, thank you so much for inviting me, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. Okay, so first things first, Manel. What pushed you to think about creating or funding such initiative as Mental Health Talks?
Creation of Mental Health Talks was a mixed bag of many factors, from personal to general. كاين نبداو personal. Actually, I've been through stuff. Actually, every time people ask me about this question, نقول لهم بلي j'étais toujours intéressée بلا psychologie, بلا santé mentale. Mais avant ما كنت intéressée بلا santé mentale, déjà j'étais toujours intéressée بلا psychologie. احنا على بالنا بلي les deux domaines, we actually think that they are the same thing, but they're not. We have mental health, which is a part of psychology, of course. So before being interested in mental health in general, I was interested in self-development. And a lot of people know this about me. So I would say that through self-development, through self-help, that I was introduced to mental health, to the field itself, that I started to take better care of myself and my surroundings. And yeah, هذه الكوتي بيرسونيل. Le côté général, كاين بزاف عفايس شفتهم في la société تاعنا, like in everyday life. Par exemple, كي نكون في التران, كي نكون في البوس, كي نكون في la famille تاعنا, مع les amis. I realized that many things, many behaviors that we do, many attitudes that we have towards many situations, جايين عندهم علاقة بلا santé mentale and our psychological state in general. So the perfect moment was for me 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, when I moved in from Algiers to Bouizegarene, that I wanted to actually do something with a little background that I have. So that's when I started looking for people that have the same interests as me, the same goal, the same vision, and yeah, I found the right people.
Okay, it's good. Just a follow-up question because you mentioned something that you witnessed. Okay, then since you told us that you witnessed a lot of things in the society, can you give us, for example, one example that made you feel like it's high time that we started doing something about this?
Yeah, many incidents actually, but I just remembered one that occurred like many times. ماشي غير خطرة ولا زوج. But for example, like mothers hating their child في الطريق. ماشي هذاك الضرب الخفيف ولا العياط الخفيف, but like real.
Mhm.
They were beating them up, and I thought this child does not deserve to be treated like this. So yeah, that was just one example.
All right. So, in your opinion, that we have many incidents like this in our society, and this is unfortunate because we need to be maybe mentally healthy in order to raise kids to be mentally healthy as well, in order to build a better generation and a healthier generation. Okay, Miss Manel, you mentioned a team that you met people with the same interests in order to build this initiative. How was the team building process? How did you met? How did you meet your teammates, the people are in this initiative?
Okay, so after I sat and I developed a plan for for the creation of the initiative as a whole. I developed the goals. I actually wrote out everything I needed, like the basics, les principes تاع l'équipe, le but, tout. And then I reflected on the kind of team that I want, the kind of people that I want to share this journey with, the kind of people that that this initiative needs to succeed, basically. Donc, ce que j'ai fait, I wrote out the traits, the characteristics, parce que Anna, je pense que chaque équipe, the success of every team depends on the members. So, what I did was I referred to a page on Facebook اسمها Opportunities, if you know it. اللي شدها Monsieur عبد الله عوف.
A lot
He
of people are
is,
familiar with this page, yes.
yeah, it's like the go-to for
Hmm.
every Algerian
Hmm.
young man or woman. Anyway, I went on that page, but before that, I have created a Google form. فيها des questions générales déjà على la personne, le domaine اللي راهو فيه, les intérêts à chaque personne, the weaknesses, the weaknesses and the strengths of every person. And then I went deeper and I asked about their background on their mental health, on the domain itself en général. And إدارهم déjà في le domaine, في le milieu associatif ولا لا, like many details about themselves déjà as a person. And then I reviewed that form and I sent it to هاد لاباج اللي قلت لك عليها. I asked some help from Monsieur Abdullah Aouf and he was very welcoming. So voila. And then he posted the form on his page and I realized that many people are actually interested in being part of the initiative. Alors, la première heure déjà, moi, il y avait déjà 100 personnes qui ont
That's
postulé.
a great number.
Like 100.
How did you feel with
Yeah.
this welcoming of your idea from people? How did you feel?
I was very surprised, actually. Like, really surprised. Not that I did not know that there are people who are interested in mental health. Je le savais. على بالي بلي كاين بزاف ناس اللي هدرت مع ناس qui étaient intéressés بهذا le domaine and that wanted to do something about it. But seeing it concretely and reading their answers and seeing that they were really driven and passionate about doing something about mental health in our country was really, it was surprising, exciting at the same time, but it was hard choosing the right people.
Okay, speaking of hard, of course, every successful project has difficulties to go through. So, in your opinion, what were the challenges or the difficulties that your project or your initiative went through?
Okay, the challenges were about déjà le contenu, le côté تاع les articles. déjà مع الأول أنا كي بديت نكتب because on our Facebook page we write articles like we base our content on articles beaucoup plus. So when I started writing مع الأول كنت أنا برك اللي كنت نكتب. I started writing in English because I thought that's the language I excel at most and that's the language that mental health is like generally talked about ماشي غير في بلادنا. So I started writing in English and there wasn't a lot of interaction, to be honest, مع الأول. So we had to actually change the language اللي كنا نكتبوا به. We kind of received some criticism مع الأول قالوا لنا علاش راكم تكتبوا en anglais ماشي كاع الناس تفهم l'anglais and I agreed they are right ولو contenu تاعنا كما يقولوا موجه للناس كامل ماشي لازم تكون تفهم anglais ولا باش tu la maîtrises bien باش تفهم علاش أنا نهضروا. So that was the first probably the first challenge and then we had some issues with مع les informations تاع les articles parce que أنا par exemple puisque ما رانيش في le domaine تاع la psychologie I kind of trust my abilities of research. I can take my time and everything, but at the moment when راح نبدي it's kind of a great responsibility to think that a lot of people راح يقراو هذا الكونتوني هذا الارتيكل بزاف ناس راح يقدر يأثر عليهم and in what way راح يأثر عليهم you know positively ولا negatively it's really it's a huge thing to be responsible of. Donc voilà, كان لازم علينا نفيريفيو très bien les informations اللي كنت نجيبهم كان لازم نفيريفي déjà après دخلوا معنا des psychologues دخلوا معنا some people في le domaine اللي they were like really helpful. They had to check the accuracy of the information. And yeah, and there were some people في الديبي اللي في الدومين تاع البسيكولوجي ولا اور لو دومين اللي جو سي با علاش for reason X or Y they were given some really harsh feedback on the content. But yeah, anyway, that was helpful for us to do better and to be better for
Good. I think
شنو
that's
نديرو.
the best thing that you did is that you took that criticism and you turned it into a building or positive criticism
Yeah.
that helps you to be better or to do better. For example, talking about the language. هنايا كيما الناس قالوا لكم معلش تستعملوا غير اللغه الانجليزيه استعملوا العربيه باسكو صح بالك هما راهم بالك انتريسي بالك حابين يعرفوا بزاف الصوالح بزاف الحفايس مي سي جوست كو لا لونغ كانت شويه ديفيكولت ولا ما يعرفوش دونك هذه حاجه مليحه خلاتكم تفكروا باللي فوالا تستعملوا اللغه العربيه باش تقدروا قلتي انت باللي هذا الانيشيتيف للناس كامل يسمى باش توشيو الناس كامل لازم تهضروا بالك كما نقولوا بليزيور لونغ يعني هذا الكريتيسيزم I think that it was very good for you despite the harsh criticism ولا هذيك the harsh feedback ولا دايما كاين instead of any initiative or any project it's just that to tell our audience that اي حاجه ديروها initiative ولا project راح يكون عندكم ناس راح يكريتيكيو دونك واحد لازم يعرف كيفاش يقلب هذاك الكريتيسيزم انتو بوزيتيف كريتيسيزم باش يخليه يسد الفجوه كما نقولوا باش يديفلوبي بروحه. Okay, you mentioned psychologists. That's very good in your team. But since you've become a well-known platform owner now, of course, I'm sure that a lot of people reached out to you for help. So هذا الناس اللي جت لكم وطلبت منكم المساعدة في أي حاجة. How did the team go about the process? إلى واحد مش عارف يبعث لكم ولا قال لكم بلي فوالا عنده problem ولا he has a problem, an issue, I don't know, that concerns mental health or psychological health. How do you proceed with it?
Okay, so the first thing to note is ديجا ماشي كاع ليكيب عندها اكسي لاباج تاعنا ماشي كاع ليكيب عندها اكسي الانبوكس تاعنا. So if you're one of our followers and you're watching this and you think that كي نبعث ميساج المنتل هيلث توكس ليكيب كاع راح تشوف الميساج تاعي, that's not true. We have psychologists in our inbox that are in charge of the inbox. They are the only ones. انا ما نقراش الميساج هذاك باسكو سي confidentiel and it's really private. So we have the psychologists هما اللي يهضروا معاهم. وكي واحد يجي يقول له باغ اكزومبل راني حاس روحي عندي ديبرسيون ولا لازم لي بسيكولوج ولا لازم لي نروح عند بسيكياتر, هذاك البسيكولوج راح يهضر معاه شويه يعرف just a short like background فايس دي ديتاي صغار هكا عليه باش يعرف واش وين يوريونت عند من يروح تو لا ولايه بيتيتر اذا الجي ولا بليده ولا نيمبورت كال ولايه واحده اخرى. So yeah, that's basically it. Après حنايا عندنا une base de données, عندنا دوكيمون فيه دي ادريس تاع دي بسيكولوج في لا بلوبار دي ولايه هنايا في الجزائر, لو نيميرو تليفون لي زيميل تاعهم. So whenever we can help, whenever we can guide someone to go to a psychologist ولا yeah, basically a psychologist, because a psychiatrist comes like after going to a psychologist. So yeah, واذا واحد باغ اكزومبل ما سحقش ان كا سي با ان كا نيسيسيتو باش يروح عند بسيكولوج ولا سحق just a little like a just pieces of advice ولا فوالا يهضر معاه البسيكولوج هذاك and they try to comfort them.
Okay, so you're saying that um, you have a whole team that have the same concept, okay, or team members that have the same concept. However, you have structure inside your team that each one has a job to do. For example, for people who need real attention or psychological attention or help, that you have only psychologists or specialized psychologists who answer the inbox because it is confidential, which is a good thing here. And it is good if people know this about your initiative, that not anyone in the team can can see the inbox, and they can feel at least safe and comfortable to talk or to reach out for help, because only the specialized people who will see the messages and reach back to help them. Okay, that's very good. Thank
Yeah.
you. Um, Now, let's talk about now. Is it easy to reach more audience as a mental health talk now?
More audience.
Yes. Is it
Uh,
easy? I mean, كيفاش اسكو سهلة تقدري تزيدي توشي ناس واحد اخرين؟
of course, yes. Bon, احنا ديجا دوكا في en ligne رانا غير sur Facebook و Instagram. So the audience ولا لا ترونش داج اللي رانا فريمون معاها اللي راهي فوالا اللي راهي exposé الكونتوني تاعنا it's the youth. But we we want to target more audience like parents for example. It's a very important step for us parce que ça commence معاهم. So we are thinking Dina sur LinkedIn, but on ne s'est pas vraiment concentré على le contenu تاع LinkedIn. عندنا deux personnes اللي راهم في la page تاع LinkedIn, but we haven't really started posting there yet. We haven't started working there. But yeah, also it's not only online parce que احنا ما خدموش غير en ligne. درنا déjà un événement l'année passée février et on compte en faire d'autres. So we can invite people and have concrete exchange with people, even older people. Donc voilà, نديرو ان شاء الله des conférences, نديرو des workshops وين راح يكونوا الناس d'autres tranches d'âge اللي راح ان شاء الله يستفادوا من الكونتوني تاعنا.
Good, good. So you touch every category or every age in the society, which is very good. You mentioned earlier عندكم بزاف التيم تاعكم يتفرق ما بين الولايات. كيفاش قدرتوا as a mental health talk team باش تكريو ولا تخليو mental health talk يكون ما بين الولايات؟
ما بين الولايات it's really not an issue when you think of it. باسكو سي فري كو رانا ديسبيرسي كامل، كاين واحد كاين في الجي، كاين في بليده، كاين في بومرداس، كاين you know even like we have in جلفة، we have in جيجل، قسنطينة، باتنا. So it's really the connection باسكو احنا d'habitude ديجا ما تلاقيناش بزاف. Maybe before COVID we used to meet and exchange and brainstorm ideas and we got to know each other. بصح من كوفيد لهنا ولينا نديرو online meetings and we try to make the connection as authentic as possible, and we're not just ماشي غير work. We try to make the connections a little bit deeper, but when it comes to work of course it's حاجة واحدة أخرى, but we try to maintain an authentic and deep connection between all of us.
Good. That's very good. It's very good to hear. Of course, I know that as an initiative of Mental Health Talks that you want to help as many people as you can, but sometimes doing your best is not enough. But anyway, my point is that how do you feel when you know that you helped someone?
Oh, the first, les débuts, like the very first steps تاع mental health talk, surtout مع la création تاع le groupe, that's where we noticed. Il y avait des gens اللي vraiment كانوا exposer le contenu تاعنا وكانوا يستفادوا منه, and they were asking for help because we don't only have a Facebook page, we also have a group, and that's where we see the interactions. تما نشوفوا الناس اللي they ask for help. Sometimes ماشي غير they ask for help. They actually express themselves and how they're feeling at that moment, and they receive feedback. So باش تشوف des gens اللي ما يتعرفوش اللي بالك someone is in Poland, someone is in je sais pas Finland and someone is in Algeria, and they're exchanging and they're supporting one another, and they're واحد يقول له إذاكش مسح حقيت, if you need a friend text me, I'm gonna be there for you. I think that made us very proud, and that made us just continue what we're doing and trying to reach an even more bigger audience.
Okay, so our dear audience, you heard it from the founder of Mental Health Talks. This is an initiative that cares mostly about mental health and psychological health, and it has a team that is divided into small teams that have specific instructions. So if you have an issue, if you have a problem, if you want to ask for help, do not hesitate. Contact Mental Health Talks because you will be in safe hands. Okay, the serious interview part is over. Thank you. Now we move to a game. Okay, to finish up with. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So, game time. Our game for today is movie memes. Now, here I have some movie titles or movies and series. Okay, titles.
Mm. Okay, I'm
Uh,
not a big fan of series, but I'll try.
no, no. Actually, these two. Actually, the series. It used to be aired in Ramadan. Actually, it's Algerian. So maybe let's start with it.
Okay.
Okay, forget the memes. I will just give you some lines because these are the most famous lines. Okay, and you try to guess. Okay, so the first line is La valise.
Oh my God. Bedra.
Exactly.
Oh,
Thank
it
you.
would be
Good.
damn
Very
exciting.
good.
Yeah.
Albadr. Good. Okay. This is a movie. This is the iconic romance movie of all times.
Titanic.
Good. Wow.
This is too easy.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
Okay. I will give you a movie, old Algerian movie.
Mm,
Okay.
okay.
It's one word.
Hmm.
What
Okay.
are you?
Apparently, I'm not.
Okay. What are you? What are you?
What I am.
Yes.
I'm a person. عبد. Yeah. مرأة.
No, but gender.
Oh, the gender?
Yes.
Yeah, مرأة. I said it.
Uh-huh.
طفلة. Uh-huh.
انت قلتي مرأة.
مرأة. Is it an old one? زوج.
Uh-huh.
زوج جنسة. I don't know. زوج جنسة.
You're close. You're close. بالفصحى.
امرأتين.
امرأتان. Bravo.
Is
Good.
that is it an Algerian movie?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know.
هي
Then I'm not
راشدية
familiar.
ليوت.
Oh, okay.
Yes. مراد.
Mhm.
زهرة.
Yeah.
So good. I think that you have a good background knowledge on the Algerian culture or movies and series. Very good. It was really nice to meet you. It was really nice to have an interview with you. Thank you so much. And of course, I will give you a final word for the audience.
Okay. First of all, thank you guys for this initiative. Thank you for the team, and you're doing a great job. And for the people who are watching, I'm not really good at final words, but I'll try to say educate yourselves. Educate yourselves and educate yourselves a lot on the domain of mental health. حاولوا تفهموا basically حاولوا تفهموا حاولوا تعرفوا أكثر على ماشي غير على لا سونتي مونتال تاعكم but in general باسكو قد ما تتهلاو في روحتكم راح لازم تتهلاو في الناس اللي معاكم. Whether it's a family member, whether it's a friend, you're gonna have to be there for yourself and show up for other people too. وقد ما تعاونهم هما تاني راح تلقاهم. They will be there for you. So educate yourself, and yeah, that's all I can really say.
Okay, thank you. So,
And of
are you?
course, take care of
Yes.
your mental health.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Well, you heard her. Educate yourself. لازم تعرفوا بزاف فيس، لازم تحوسوا على بزاف صوالح على روحكم وعلى الناس، ماشي في الكوتي كما قالت المنتال ولا psychological مي بزاف many things باش الواحد كما قالت ميس منال باش الواحد يقدر يعاون روحه بروحه. Guys, thank you for watching. Again, don't forget to subscribe in our YouTube channel. If you have any comments or any suggestions, of course, you are welcome to drop it into the comment box. And if you want to contact us, don't forget to follow us on our social media accounts. Thank you so much. Until next time. Bye.